Hello again. Bill Architect here, breaking down building stories the same way an architect studies buildings. Before starting, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. So let's get into it. After 10 weeks of pure joy and fun, we've officially reached the end of the MeNT phenomenon. I genuinely enjoyed every single episode. Watching each one trend at a completely different level was honestly amazing. You know that feeling when you love something so much and then you see everyone else loving it too? It makes you feel weirdly proud, like you're the producer. One of the tweets GMMTV posted said, "In your life, someone will recommend you to watch MeNT, and you should do exactly as they say." And honestly, that is 100% true. If you haven't watched it yet, stop whatever you're watching right now and start MeNT. This is not a suggestion. This is a life advice. Now, let me be honest. Before this series, I didn't really know Pondphuwin. The teaser caught my attention, and when the first episode aired, I felt so satisfied and happy getting to know these talented people that I immediately ran to read the novel. I loved it, and at that point, I knew the series wouldn't disappoint me. In the series, we're introduced to Peach, a wildly successful freelance photographer, the best in the country, who also plays the handpan in his free time. Basically, the human definition of picture-perfect successful young man. Then, we meet Aran, a young model, Pete's friend, and an absolute sweetheart. Both of them are working on a perfume project for a brand named Arseny, which is run by a very mysterious man named Chirakit K. Lee. Peach only accepts this project because of his sister, who works full-time at Arseny. During the rap party, Peach finds out that some guy tried to sleep with Aran in the exchange for money. What the fuck? Let me be clear, the amount offered was 10 million baht. And out of pure curiosity, I looked it up to see what you could buy with that kind of money in Thailand, and I was shocked. Aran should have taken the money. I said what I said. Anyways, Peach confronts this same mysterious man and starts lecturing him about his disgusting behavior, only to suddenly realize that this guy is actually the CEO of Arseny. And that moment, Peach has absolutely no idea about the man's real background. Later, when Peach asks his sister about the CEO, aka Mr. T, she casually tells him that he's a terrifying mafia boss who gets rid of anyone who annoys him. And Peach nearly dies on the spot, remembering how he talked to that man earlier. But then, the plot twist. To everyone's surprise, especially Peach's, Mr. T shows up at Peach's doorstep, asking for help to get Aran. But instead of focusing on business, Mr. T, without trying, without thinking, without giving himself even 5 minutes, completely falls for Peach. This man starts ordering Peach's favorite chocolate, asking him out for lunch and dinner, and acting like a teenager with their first crush. And of course, Smoke, T's bodyguard, and the unofficial casualty of this romance. Poor guy is forced to witness T's childish lovesickness 24/7. He judges him nonstop, and it's hilarious. Meanwhile, our poor, slightly dumb Peach doesn't understand Mr. T's intentions until episode 5. So, for several episodes, we're watching a fully grown mafia boss with the emotional maturity of a teenager desperately trying to win Peach's heart. He even gets jealous of Aran for being too friendly with Peach. As a new Pondphuwin fan, I still cannot believe how these two managed to stay in character during those insanely cringe scenes. Don't get mad at me. There is no word to describe how T acted around Peach. It was peak cringe, peak comedy, and I loved every second of his goofy smile. But my question is, how did Phuwin not laugh? Back to Peach. Peach was determined not to fall for him. Things slowly change after Peach is saved from Vivet by tea. Something shifts in his heart, and he opens up a little. But he's still unsure. All of Peach's past relationships were with girls. So, falling for a guy is completely new territory for him. After their first kiss, though, Peach finally decides to give T a chance because deep down he wants our goofy mafia boss too. Then we're introduced to Rome, Mr. Th's brother, who is deeply in love with Mok. Mok, however, is terrified of getting close to Rome because of the Lee family rules that supposedly forbid falling in love. But there is the truth. The Lee family isn't actually cold or heartless. It's built on trust, loyalty, and finding genuine connections. That rule existed for a reason, but once this father meets Peach and gives his blessing, we see how supportive he truly is. His children's happiness matters more to him than reputation or mafia nonsense. Don't even get me started on T's parents. I was living for their relationship. The Lee family are the true lovers of this show. Now, let's talk about chaos. Mr. T doesn't do anything quietly. His marriage proposal was on a completely different level, acting like nothing was happening while secretly planning absolute madness and showcasing it to the world. Beautiful. Getting Peach ring size, fighting AI, buying GMMTV just to produce his life story series, and threatening the director himself were easily the best parts of the final episode. Then they announced a Me and Peach series or special episode on the after party of the series, and I'm screaming out of happiness. And internally praying, begging the universe for a Mock and Room series as well. As I said before, this is my number one series of 2025. And now that is over, I can confidently add this. Me and T is officially the cringiest and funniest BL series of 2025. And I mean that in the best possible way. What was your idea about this series? See you next time.